and we are back another episode of NBA 2K14. In the last episode, as of yesterday, the Miami Heat dominate the Pacers by 13 points, and the Houston Rockets also dominate over Chicago Bulls 114 to 97. And now we got another marquee matchup. We got another interconference showdown. It features the clash of the MVPs. It features Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah of the Chicago Bulls take on Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook of the Oklahoma City Thunder. And for this game, here at the Chesapeake Energy Arena, not gonna use the black jersey just like yesterday last game. I'm gonna use the blues, use the red shirts, and Thunder use the white. That'll do it for now. This is Andre Kennington. We'll be right back after this. Enjoy the video here at the Chesapeake Energy Arena in Oklahoma City. Anyways, let's get started. Enjoy the video, and now we are sending over to Chesapeake Energy Arena for Kevin Harlan here in OKC. Enjoy!
Hello and welcome to 2K Sports. You're watching the NBA. It's Thursday night basketball. It'll be the Chicago Bulls facing off against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And that's all for now. Time to hand it over to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. I'll be back with more at halftime.
It's an interconference contest here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The Thunder play one at home. We welcome you this Thursday evening. Hoping you're having a good one and are as excited as we are for this one. Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr joining me in the booth. Good evening, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. And guys, taking a look at Thabo Sefolosha, what will we see from him?
You know, every team needs a stopper out on the perimeter, Kevin. There's so many great offensive players in this league, so you've got to have a guy who can shut people down. That's what Sefolosha does. He's savvy, he's long-armed, he's quick laterally, and he knows how to defend.
Yeah, one thing that Thabo always had is that defensive calling card, guys, that great defensive presence. It isn't easy finding guys out on the perimeter who play like him, and this team is lucky to have him, getting his hands in passing lanes, deflecting passes, always around the ball, lockdown defense, invaluable play. You look at Chicago. This is an important game for them because they've really been struggling with one win in the last 5 games.
And Kevin, things really starting to get out of control for them. I mean, this losing streak is becoming an embarrassment, and it's only going to get worse if they don't figure out a way to stop it soon.
Clark, the only thing that can do it, I think, are drastic changes. Either, altering the starting lineup, maybe looking for a trade, but the confidence of their top guys is really gone at this point, and that really spells doom for this club.
Now here's Westbrook. Turned in an outstanding game against Denver.
His presence is very comforting for this team. He's kind of a fallback option for them anytime they need it. I think Westbrook may be the most explosive player in the game right now. I mean, you've got Wade, Kobe, Derrick Rose, but I think Russell Westbrook, with his speed and quickness, is probably the guy right now.
Savage, that's the way to get some momentum.
Absolutely, those dunks can really have a deflating effect on the defense.
Especially coming from a guy out of the backcourt.
Here is Rose, following the score by Oklahoma City. He kicks it to Boozer. A finger roll finish at the bucket. Boozer's got 5 points so far. And Westbrook really a freak athlete. Clark, a terrific dunker.
Yeah, he's a guy you would just love to see in the dunk contest, Kevin. But he said he's more of a game dunker and might have time in the exhibition Russell does in games are so vicious and so posterizing that it's hard to create that same type of tenacity and energy in a contest. So I think there are some guys that are more geared towards dunking in games than winning dunk contests.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
I caught up with Coach Tom Thibodeau, and my first question was, what's the plan against Kevin Durant, probably the premier scorer in the entire league? He said, well, it starts with trying to keep the ball out of his hands, because once he catches it, you're kind of at his mercy. Guys, Durant's so long, he can just shoot over the top. When he does get the ball, expect to see some double teams.
And thank you for that, Doris.
You know, with so many high hopes, the Thunder seem to be everybody's pick to make it to the finals once again. They were so dominant throughout the regular season. Many thought it was a foregone conclusion, but the injury to Russell Westbrook kind of sidetracked all of that. Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Rose dishes to Boozer. Rose. And the Bulls take on two more. And back to the Thunder in the postseason. They did well to get by the Rockets after Westbrook injured his knee. But, Steve, they just didn't have the same dynamic punch when they later faced the Grizzlies. Ended up getting bounced out in the second round.
Well, it was a tough matchup for them because the Grizzlies are so good defensively. And when you take Westbrook out of the lineup, all of a sudden it changes everything. I thought Oklahoma City battled, but they just didn't have enough firepower without their point guard.
Westbrook kicks to Durant. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. And that's now 6 points for Kevin Durant. Last game for Chicago was a loss to Houston.
It was not a very inspired performance for them, particularly defensively. I thought, they gave the hostile crowd a lot to cheer about, frankly.
Yeah, they allowed a lot of free runs to the hoop, a lot of open jumpers, and in the end, the opponent's shooting percentage was right through the roof, and you can't win when that's the case.
Sefolosha kicks to Roberson. Hits the three-point bomb. Roberson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Bulls trail by 3.
You know, one thing with Scott Brooks, guys, he's very consistent with his message. You listen in on those timeouts, it's all about getting stops. Defense, 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 and letting their offense come from that.
And it's Gibson finishing it off.
I don't know how they're going to keep this pace up. Teams on fire here early.
And playing the game on rollerblades, too.
It's Jackson with the drive. And good on the basket. Look at
Exceptional play to take the bump and still get it up and down.
Yeah, way to stay with us and look to finish the play right there.
And Clark, you mentioned Brooks' single-mindedness stayed pretty constant with his rotations, too.
And there's no doubt players appreciate knowing their role, but a lot of critics have been surprised at how Brooks has stuck to his lineups. Some lineups that didn't seem to be all that effective. His usual starting lineup with Sefolosha and Perkins on the floor hasn't been their best in terms of plus-minus, but Brooks very loyal to his starting group.
Now here's Heinrich. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Rockets in Houston.
And Kevin, don't forget about his playmaking in that game as well. It was wonderful in terms of attacking the defense and figuring out when to shoot and when to find teammates.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Thunder.
Well, they've definitely had the hot hand from the three-point line so far. Always nice to start out like that.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
Sefolosha. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
Heads-up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Well, it was the Oklahoma City Thunder winning their last game against the Denver Nuggets.
Tell you what, the way they shot the ball in that game, Kevin, it looked like a shoot-around out there.
It sure did, and all the more impressive because they did it on the road. You're not supposed to be able to get that hot in an opponent's building.
Outside Teague. Pass to Muhammad. He feeds it to Gibson. Outside Teague. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls.
Well, he's got to watch himself now. I mean, that's 2 fouls already, and he can't afford another.
For Chicago, they have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3. And the Bulls making a change here. And both free throws good from Heinrich. There's 21 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Gomes. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 4 assists now tonight. Ball's not loose. T kicks to Murphy with the lead pass. Out of bounds, Bulls ball. Chicago keeps possession. Here's Dunleavy. The 6-footer's good.
He had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
Outside Westbrook.
Instinct on display there.
Wow.
Fantastic.
He didn't even flinch, just buried it like it was any other shot. Unbelievable.
And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Thunder lead by 3. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back.
Spend your Christmas day with the NBA. The Houston Rockets go up against Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs. It happens next Wednesday.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade. There is more basketball in store. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, Steve, Clark, what do you think?
How about the three-point shooting? The scoring has really come in bunches from long range.
Yeah, it seems like every time down the floor they're knocking down the triple.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So for Chicago right now, Heinrich and Butler at the 2 and 3. Then there's Nazr Mohammed. Then it's Marcus Teague. And it's Murphy in at the power forward position. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, in a lot of ways, Joakim Noah is the heart of this Bulls team. Coach Tom Thibodeau said, quote, he's an all-star, and I can see him winning Defensive Player of the Year. But the most important thing is he plays to win. He can have 5 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 blocks, and he's happy because we won. Guys, Derrick Rose said it best. He's a warrior, and everybody is following him.
Thanks, Doris. He's such a character. So passionate about his defensive role.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. That's 4 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been three-pointers.
People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate. Thibs has done wonders for this team defensively, but another aspect is that they've had one of the deepest benches in the league the past few years, too.
Chicago making some changes. Perkins comes in for Daniel Orton, and Kevin Durant is subbed in for Ryan Gomes. The Thunder have gone 1-for-1, making their previous attempt at the line.
Yeah, this is a very good free throw shooting team, guys. When you look at the numbers, impressive.
And guys, I'd have to credit the work they put in at the free throw line to practice this season. I mean, because they have noticeably improved since a year ago.
Go back to what you said, Clark, about Chicago. It is a credit to them that they've been able to constantly add or draft talent that is ready to step in for them, and Steve contribute off the bench.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You think about Taj Gibson, a late first-round pick. Jimmy Butler last year really emerged as one of the best young players in the league. Great story. So terrific job by the Bulls front office in figuring out which player to take later in the first round. And guys, Deng has developed into a very good shooter, especially off spot-ups or maybe one dribble pull-ups. He's got range, he's developed that out from the three-point line, but he really likes to go to that mid-range area. 1 or 2 dribbles into the paint, he'll rise up and shoot right over the top.
But you know what I like about him most, Steve?
Deng is a very well-balanced player. He does a lot of good things offensively, but he's just as good at the defensive end. He's a big key to his team's tough defense.
Serge Ibaka has checked in for the Thunder. Cephalosha comes in for Russell Westbrook.
Well, his heart might be in Oklahoma City now, but growing up, Kevin Durant said he wanted to be, of all things, a Raptor. That's right, he was a Raptor fan. A lot of it, he said, was just wanting to be part of something new.
That's his comfort zone, so defensively, really nice job challenging the shot.
Deng with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. Off his foot, and it's whistled a kick. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Boozer. It's Chicago with another bucket. And going back to Durant, I'm sure the Raptors would have loved to have had him. I got to be honest, I did not know he drove the Raptors fan.
I had no idea. I'm guessing maybe he fell in love with Vince Carter at the dunk contest.
Maybe that was it, yeah.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And it's not just great offense, Clark. The defense is really lacking. Not enough energy on their closeout.
Deng passes to Noah. Shot clock at 6. Look from Deng. It's Chicago with another bucket. Time call here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. This is their first chance to take a look at the Bulls this season.
They got the better of this club both times they saw them last season. I think we're about to find out if they still got their number.
Fires from deep. And again, Oklahoma sitting with the triple.
Well, I bet his teammates love playing with him. He's distributing the ball perfectly.
Well, he keeps everybody happy, and you know what? The assist numbers don't lie.
Let's go to our sideline reporter. Doris, what do you have?
Well, gentlemen, there has been a lot of pressure on this Bulls team to get to the finals. Derrick Rose thinks that they are set up to win multiple championships. He says, quote, "To me, to win a championship, you need a team full of winners that's willing to sacrifice. We've got all the pieces, starting with the front office, our owners, the coaching staff, down to the players." That kind of quote puts more pressure on the team, but they are set to make a deep run, guys.
Defense, really their identity. That's how they win. Steve hit on this moments ago, Clark. When you've got the 2 top teams from the East and from the West, did you say there was some conference bragging rights at stake here? I mean, it would seem very obvious to me.
For sure, Kevin. Games like this can be a pretty good early season indicator of which conference is the stronger one. You know, free throw shooting is always critical in terms of outcomes of games, and the Thunder last year often had an advantage at the line. Not only did they get there at a high rate, they made their free throws at a high rate as well.
Durant with it. Noah picks him up. Jackson misses. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Deng goes in. Butler. And it's blocked by Cephalosha. 20 seconds left here in the second. Leads him in there. Here's Perkins. A beautiful reversal. Perkins got his first 2 points of the night.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest. He decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
The rebound by Ibaka. The Thunder shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And that one falls for Jackson. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Both free throws good from Jackson. Chicago with the ball to stop the run. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Thunder out in front, up by 15. And don't go away, we'll be back momentarily.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Welcome to 2K Sports. The games are starting to take on a little more meaning as the season gets into full swing. Out in Oklahoma City, the Thunder have the lead against the Bulls. They've dialed in from long range an incredible shooting performance from outside. Russell Westbrook just having his way against the Bulls. His shooting percentage off the charts right now. He's got the magic touch from the field, no question about it. On the other side, the Bulls haven't been terrific. They've been getting roundly outplayed up to this point, and they'll need a bounce-back effort to make up for it in the second half. Derrick Rose playing impressively so far. His scoring has been on the rise, his game improving by leaps and bounds. And now, let's look at the game scheduled for later. For the Spurs, they'll be up against the Warriors out in Oakland. That game is an all-Western Conference affair. That gets going 7:30 Eastern. That's it for me here in the studio. Time to send you back out to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the start of the third quarter.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
What a performance from Durant here. He has 17 points, and he's drained 4 3-pointers here as well.
There's more to come, maybe. The way his shot looks tonight, looks like he's in for a big night.
Rocking at the 4 with Perkins at the pivot. On the wings, it's Cephalosha and KD, Kevin Durant. And it's Westbrook in at the point guard position. That's the move for Scott Brooks getting going here in the second half. Rose dishes to Dang. The top of the key jumper is on the mark. Dang's got 8 points.
Matt, he's really stood out for his club today. Even though they're struggling a little bit, he's doing his part.
You know, last year, guys, I think it was in mid-February, Rose said that he wouldn't mind taking the whole year off. Usually you never hear stuff like that come out of a star's mouth, but his reasoning sounded sound. You have to listen to your body and take it from there. And everybody's a little different in how they respond, not only to an injury, but how they get ready to return and come back to the court.
Westbrook kicks to Perkins. Back to Westbrook. He passes to Durant. Cephalosha. Ibaka off a pick from Durant. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line. We go back to Rose in his recovery from that tough ACL tear. There was a fair amount of pressure on him to return to the playoffs, especially with other Bulls players themselves battling through injury.
In fact, I was vocal about it, Kevin. I said that I thought he should come back, that he owed it to his teammates, but you know, in the end, he had to feel right. He had to feel confident, and if that was not the case, then he made the right decision in holding off to play this year.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Rose has got 14.
Perfect on their first 3 shots now. That's the way to start the second half.
Durant kicks to Perkins. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and completes the layup. Perkins got his second bucket of the night.
It will be 4 in a row for him now as they have come racing out of the gate to start this second half.
And again, it's Derrick Rose.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
And let's bring up a list of point guards that over the last month have been on fire from three-point land. We'll take a look at Heinrich. He's absolutely deadly from outside. And, of course, Russell Westbrook, a little bit down the ladder. Two minutes gone in this third quarter now. Here's Cephalosha. The basket good off the assist from Durant. Durant's got his 5th assist in this one.
You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through. And that's not something they should get away from.
Rose passes to Butler. In low to Boozer. Perkins with the block. Butler against Westbrook. Trying to find Durant. He's got it now. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
What a smooth fit.
Well, he's certainly the one they want on the end of those breaks. He always finishes strong.
Rose kicks to Dang. By Cephalosha. Dang dishes to Noah. And the power one-handed slam.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth. Even on a power finish like that.
Well, that's part of what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Rose gets on target from the high post. Rose has got 18 points in the game.
And his stroke has been dead on, inside, outside, wherever. The shot's just falling for him.
Serge Ibaka, of course, known for his shot blocking and defense. He first came into the league, but what I really think is starting to gain attention is his productivity offensively. I mean, last season he had a career high in scoring and field goal percentage.
Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Butler attacking, and it's good. Fought through contact, it's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And that kind of power move has become a trademark for him.
And going back to Ibaka, Steve, he's a tremendous finisher, as we all know. But he's not just a dunker. This guy has a terrific and much improved shooting touch.
In a lot of ways, he's the X factor for this Thunder team. We know they're going to get scoring from Westbrook and Durant. But when Ibaka is scoring, when he's giving them that third score, this Thunder team is almost unbeatable.
That's good from Dag on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, he's so good at recognizing where the openings are and getting the ball to the rim.
Here's Jackson. And Count Devastate is fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
They've done a lot of good work with the ball, really moving both the ball and moving bodies, getting quality chances at the hoop.
And they're not wasting chances when they get them. I mean, they're hitting their shots.
Carlos Boozer's checked in for Noah. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds.
Now we get a chance to check out Derrick Rose. He has been filling up the stat sheet for the last month. 4th in scoring and showing what a good defender he is, and especially his ability to play passing lanes. He ranks among the top 15 in the league in steals per game.
And, going back to his spot near the very top of the scoring list, I mean, he's come up with so many different ways to beat you at the offensive end of the floor. He's almost unguardable.
Gibson, defended by Olton. Gibson backs in. Snell kicks to Heinrich. Passes it to Rose. Drills the three-pointer. Rose has got 9 points here in the second half.
It's a good thing he showed up today, because without him, this team would be in big trouble.
LeVine passes to Roberson. Jones. And the Thunder another 3.
And those are not the kind of three-point opportunities you can give to shooters in the NBA. These guys are just too good.
You're exactly right. It'll burn you every time, just like it's burning them here. They're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Well, if you're doing enough good things and you're maintaining a slight edge on the boards, you're usually going to be in pretty good shape.
Rose against Jackson. Rose with the ball. He's got 21. Good on the shot. Rose has got 11 points in the quarter.
Well, sometimes when you're at a height disadvantage, that's the way to attack. Go right at your defender.
Launches a 3. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
This is incredible. It's been a 3-point barrage since halftime.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, it has been impressive.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Thunder out in front, running away with it. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports.
Spend your Christmas day with the NBA. Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls take on Deron Williams and the Brooklyn Nets, an Eastern Conference showdown. Do not miss it.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Thunder.
Anytime they've had a chance to attack the lane, they've done so. The penetration has been impressive.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
On the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. They've got Dunleavy. Heinrich is out there with Nazr Mohammed, and it's Murphy in the power forward.
Intelligent passing there to make that hoop possible.
That's jammed by Westbrook. Amazing hops, exploding to the bucket.
Kevin, you don't expect to see that. Coming from the point guard position.
No way.
Boy, can he elevate at that size. That's impressive.
Heinrich against Westbrook. Releases. Again, Chicago.
That's what has to happen if they're going to turn this thing around. He's got to take charge. He's got to be aggressive and really look to push here offensively.
Durant kicks to Roberson. The basket good off the assist from Durant. Durant's got his 6th assist on the night.
And we've seen a few mix-ups defensively out there on the perimeter.
More than a few. I mean, the open looks they've allowed from long range have turned into a lot of points.
And there's the call on Durant. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
Bulls making a switch here. Teague's checked in.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Westbrook kicks to Durant. And the Thunder, another 3.
How about that? They respond to a three-pointer with a quick 3 of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Great back-and-forth sequence right there.
Jacks up a 3, and that one's good.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jumpers.
A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone. Westbrook with the bucket.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
And there's the call on Durant. That's his 3rd foul of the game. So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Now off the inbound and off the glass. That one's good.
Good job there, recognizing the mismatch and then just going straight up with the shot. He's got a major height advantage.
And he hits it and gets headed down the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
But the drive to the bucket was nice, but how about the finger roll finish? Beautiful.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Nazr Mohammed.
And Thabo Sefolosha, guys, you know he's from Switzerland. Last season enjoyed the best shooting of his career. He set career best in field goal percentage and three-point percentage, 48% and 43% respectively.
Jones. Down low. Here's Horton. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. And Clark, you mentioned Sefolosha, known as a wing defender, but it's encouraging, Steve, to see him shooting so well.
Yeah, and he's become more aggressive offensively, too. He really is a three-point shooter, kind of a spot-up guy. But, you know, at times last year, we'd see him go down on the block and post up smaller guards.
And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession.
Now, severe lack of awareness on his part. He had no idea he was near the out-of-bounds line.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's foul number 2 for him. Oklahoma City on D. Here's Dunleavy, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
You know, one thing you know is that the son of a coach is usually going to have good shooting mechanics, and that's definitely the case with Mike Dunleavy Jr. He always seems cool and composed when he's getting ready to fire away. He's got a great release.
It's just one of the benefits of growing up in an NBA family. Shooting form comes very easy to him, and he makes the most of it. Inside, got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for Adams. Baca comes in for Daniel Orton. Kevin Durant's checked in for Perry Jones. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Gets it to go.
You know, when he gets rolling, guys, he can be an absolute handful to have to deal with. And right now, he is rolling strong.
Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Durant, no good.
Looked like an easy 2 points right there.
You know he's kicking himself for that mess.
And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession.
He had no choice but to lunge for that pass to stop it from getting through.
Well, that was a good job. It could have been a quick bucket if he doesn't knock it out of bounds there.
T dishes to Gibson. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Boy, he just battled through that initial impact and somehow willed it in.
Excellent concentration. That's what you like to see.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Durant for three. Again, Durant missing. Chicago's gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession. Oklahoma City's gone to three-point range for 12 of their points in the final quarter on 4 of 5 shooting. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
That's not what they needed there, that's for sure.
Chicago's gone 6 of 7 from long range tonight. They've been on fire from way outside. There's the double team with Westbrook. And stolen by Perkins. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Westbrook leading the charge.
And the fans loving what's transpired here tonight. A really good victory for these guys.
Sure was. I mean, they did just what they needed to do to keep the visitors from getting any momentum going at all.
Snell. A three-pointer is right on target.
Looks like they're going to finish strong, but just aren't enough ticks left on the clock.
Well, Steve, it's a good run they're having now, but they just waited too long to have it.
Durant drawing the double team. And it's Westbrook. That time on the assist by Durant.
They didn't take their time wrapping this game up. They pretty much did it in a hurry.
Yeah, they had a nice spurt to polish this one off.
Here's Murphy, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
And so here is Oklahoma City. And Durant gets it to go.
Time to turn out the lights on this game.
I think they deserve a ton of credit for the way they played here today. Truly a professional display.
Outside Westbrook. Shot on the wing, and he connects with the jumper.
He's been so reliable again today, Kevin, and they need his points, and he's providing them.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
What a huge dominate for the Chesapeake Energy Arena. Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook show the powers as Thunder dominate the Bulls. 31 points and 13 assists for Russell Westbrook. 25 points for Kevin Durant. On the other hand, Derrick Rose got 23 points and 3 assists. Won a huge day and dominate over the Thunder, over the Bulls. And now the second game at the hand, we're heads to Oracle for another Western Conference matchup featuring Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili of the San Antonio Spurs take on Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors. And that'll do it. Wraps up for the first game of the doubleheader for you. And it's the OKC Thunder dominated win and crushed the Chicago Bulls again, as the Chicago Bulls got back-to-back blowout loss this time. Like yesterday against the Rockets, they failed the back-to-back, and now they lose again against the Thunder. That will be easy win for Oklahoma. And that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin, and now second game, we're off to Oracle Arena in Oakland for the Western Conference battle between Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili of the San Antonio Spurs take on Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors. And that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin, and now we'll be see you later here in the Oracle Arena in Oakland for the Spurs and the Warriors. I'm Andre Kenshin. Once again, say so long for Chesapeake Energy Arena and OKC as the Thunder dominate the Bulls 125-96. And now it's time to say sign up and peace out. Goodbye, and reminder, we'll see you later for Oracle Arena in Oakland for the San Antonio Spurs take on the Golden State Warriors game. Sign up and peace out. Goodbye!